My name is Dr. Pediatricians, and I'm a pediatrician. I went through 4 grueling years of medical school and 3 years of residency to get where I am today. And I went almost $350,000 in debt to do it. It's so frustrating when parents question my medical judgment, especially when it comes to vaccines. After all, vaccines are the main event at pediatric wellness checkups. And the chronic health problems that often mysteriously follow in their wake are my bread and butter. Student loans don't pay for themselves, you know. In medical school we had very comprehensive training about vaccination. Out of 6,200 pages of medical texts, almost 5 whole pages were devoted to vaccines. On the first page we'll learn that vaccines are safe and effective and saved the world from deadly diseases. And we learn that anyone who questions vaccination is an idiot and a danger to society. And of course we learn how important it is to follow the vaccine schedule recommended by the Centers for Disease Control. On the second page we learn how to convince parents with doubts about vaccines to believe everything we learned on the first page. The rest of the pages laid out the entire CDC recommended vaccine schedule. When I first studied the schedule in 2016, it only included 51 doses of vaccines from birth to age 18. But thanks to medical advancement, more and more vaccines are added to the schedule each year. With any luck we'll hit the 200 mark soon. Children back in the 1980s weren't nearly so lucky, they only got 10 vaccines. It's a miracle they were so much healthier than children are today. After all my hard work memorizing those 5 pages and all that crushing student loan debt, it's very annoying when parents question my vaccine recommendations. You can't earn a medical license on the internet. But don't take my word for it. Just listen to this well-informed mother, who also happens to be an attorney, with a very high IQ.
When it came time for my daughter's shots, I was very careful about my decision. I did my research. I'm a very thoughtful person, with above-average intelligence. I'm too smart to question what I'm told to believe by a licensed medical doctor, or by medical authorities like the CDC. I trust all the pediatricians that I know personally, especially the ones who go to my church, like Dr. Fatuous. I know they all did extensive research about vaccines every step of the way. I can tell by how condescending they are to people who question vaccines. They would never be condescending unless they really knew what they were talking about. I remember the stories my dad told me about all the dead children before vaccines. I've seen the old cemeteries where whole families of children are buried. I've looked at the headstones. Sure, they died decades before most vaccines were ever invented, but they definitely died before the vaccines. What other explanation could there be? It's not as if vast improvements in nutrition, sanitation, and living conditions could have made any difference. Take it from an experienced mother with above-average intelligence like me. Trust your pediatrician. Trust the media. They would never tell you that vaccines are safe and effective and save the world unless it were true. Above all, trust the Centers for Disease Control. And for God's sake, don't see the movie Vaxxed. It's all about research fraud at the CDC. And we all know that research fraud at the CDC would never ever happen, no matter what any CDC whistleblower says.